Welcome back to Making Me Watch Movies. The movie you're making me watch today is Leave the World Behind. Not prepared for this. Directed by, does anybody know?
Sam Esmail, I believe is how you pronounce his name.
Okay. Starring Julie Roberts, Mahershala Ali, and our buddy Ethan Hawke. You guys love Ethan Hawke.
I'm a big Ethan Hawke guy.
What's
I
your
used to hate Ethan Hawke, and now I love Ethan Hawke.
Do you love
why?
Ethan Hawke?
Grown
What
on me.
changed?
I think I just didn't care for him back in the day. I thought he was kind of trying too hard, but as he's gotten older, there's some roles where I just really liked. I hated him in this movie though. Not gonna lie, I thought he was terrible in this movie. I thought his character just sucked in this movie. It's probably more of what it was. He did a good job, but I just kind of hated him. Hated his character. Anyway,
I hated that he smoked a vape with two hands.
that was a good scene though.
What is that? What is it? A flute? Yeah, he was
Yeah.
kind of, I think, almost meant to be disliked in a way. But yeah, I know he was a
He was
little.
kind of just a do-nothing bitch, but
Well,
I think he played it well. He was good at it. I mean, he was good at this role. He was a good
yeah,
actor.
I think he's supposed to
I'm
be.
just an Ethan Hawke fan in general. So, but yeah, the character, and I mean, just like Julie Roberts' character wasn't fucking likable at all.
not at all.
Worst.
But
Wow.
the thing that I hated about her most is that she liked to tell people that she wasn't likable. She's like, it's one thing if you don't like people, and that's fine, and that can be interesting. But when you go around just keep telling people you don't like people, it's like, all right, well, we get it, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're interesting. We get it. You're cool.
I'm
You
not a
don't
big
like
Julia
people.
Roberts fan. Never have been.
Yeah, I think like 99 was my last time where I enjoyed Julia Roberts, like Erin Brockovich time. Like when she won her Oscar was probably the last time I kind of fucked with her, to be honest.
She was in another Sam Esmail show, not Mr. Robot.
Homecoming.
Homecoming was pretty good, actually. Did you watch that?
Did not because I didn't want to watch it with her. I hate her.
Okay. Well, it was actually good.
99 or below, I'm in.
And
Pre
since
99.
we'll talk
Julia.
it's the director for
Julia
his
hot or
movie,
not?
Julia hot or not.
I feel like she's one of those like she's kind of like that Uma. Like some people are repulsed by her, some people love her.
She was just like the prototype of like her era, kind of. Like I feel like all the girls at that time are
80s.
kind of like modeled around that late 80s, like the brunette, red hairish chick with like, wearing like a denim jacket, like the cool girl kind of like that was
She's
just
a
kind
Pretty
of
Woman.
back then.
She's
Yeah,
fucking Pretty Woman, baby.
Pretty Woman. That was kind of like the archetype back then.
Walking down the street.
So she was the face of her era, I think. So she was definitely something.
I mean, she's definitely legendary in the way
Yeah.
that like Denzel is legendary. They've been at the top of their game for a long time. You could recognize them and they make quality stuff. I don't
Yeah.
think Denzel's fallen off at all either. That's the difference. What I just mean is that like when you think of an actor, if there's 20 actors you think of, honestly, Denzel and Julia Roberts are probably in them.
Sure.
And
think
Ethan
she
Hawke?
played this
Ethan Hawke,
character
no.
well, I think. Her character she annoyed me, but her character was supposed to be annoying, so
100%.
she was effective.
Yeah.
So she did
I
her
mean,
job well.
the movie's about people not trusting each other, having to trust each other, and then never trusting each other, and then the world ends.
Yeah, they
cool.
really leaned
I
into
guess
how
it's great.
people
It's a great
just
film.
kind of suck. I feel like that. I got a lot of that out of it. People just kind of suck.
Well, the
there's a lot
daughter
of-
sucked. The Mahershala's daughter sucked. Julia Roberts sucked.
That's the thing.
Ethan
yeah,
Hawke was a
exactly.
little puss.
Ethan Hawke was well, but he didn't. He was when it came to trusting people, it was Ethan Hawke and Mahershala's characters were the two that were like, can we all just get along, or is everyone else was well wary? I don't know. The kids were kind of indifferent the whole time, but
I mean, the little girl was the most interesting character in the movie, in my opinion.
She was cool.
Great.
Yeah,
She
she
just
was
wanted to
good.
see the last one.
Whole friend
Like the whole
storyline was
thing of like
hilarious.
her seeing the deer. And did you guys end up reading what the Spanish lady was saying in Spanish to him while he was in the minivan?
I
She
did,
basically
yeah.
predicted like the whole thing, like everything the daughter saw, like the deer and
Yeah,
other
she said
things.
there's
I
like
can't
wild
remember at the
animals
moment.
coming out. She wants to go home. There was a fucking airplane flying over.
Yeah.
She just said everything that happened.
Yeah, it was interesting. If you didn't know that though, it makes it more because if they would have like trusted her and like if he would have let her in, like if one of those people spoke Spanish back at the house, they could have been like in the know of things that they didn't know before that.
Yeah, but would that have helped
left.
or anything? I don't know.
I mean, who knows? It could have not helped. I mean, it might have. That's the thing. That's the point, isn't it? Like, don't think like that. Like, think everything. If you can help, help other people, do it together. I think that's the point of this.
Julia Roberts wanted to trust
Is
her.
that the point?
I think so.
Or is the point that it's all frivolous because everyone's going to die in the end anyway?
I think both of those points are made in this movie, but I think the movie was made by someone who was trying to make the point of like, this is how it's going to go because we are frivolous.
What
I
do
mean,
you
she
mean?
basically says that. She says in the opening scene, she's like, I fucking hate people. That's what the whole movie's about in that one scene.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the message. I agree. It's fucking, we're all going to die. It doesn't matter. Don't be nice.
I mean, I think that's one of the messages, but I don't think that's like the message at like the number one message. I don't think.
Fuck everybody else. Go find some DVDs.
Yeah, I
Before
mean,
before we get
did
into the number
did that
one
girl make
message,
it because she was in the bunker? Basically, she shut the
yeah,
door, locked it. The red light went on. She lives.
Wait,
that's
what?
it. That's the end.
She was in like a secure bunker. I thought it was at the house.
No, in that scene, she goes next door and it's like a secure bunker. Like they tell the story how the neighbor made that and like they were actually weren't there, but she goes in and like you see like the button that says like lock the entire perimeter down and I think she like puts it on.
Huh, cool. So she survives at the end.
Maybe.
The girl scene too.
So what
But
happened too?
well,
Like
yeah,
it was taken
let's
over,
get there.
taken
Well, let's just
over by
not
the
just jump
Russians or
to the
something?
very end. Like
Was
go
it the
talk,
Russians
let's
or
talk
was
about
it?
the movie.
Was the Chinese? Was
It
it
was
the North Koreans?
It was ambiguous. There was times where it implied
What
it
was it
us.
Was the
exactly?
Notorious
There was
B.I.G.?
There's
there
aliens.
was times where it was implied that it
Aliens?
was like the Middle Eastern
Aliens.
because of the notes he found.
It keeps cutting to
It
space.
keeps going to different things.
Oh, that's true. I
So
didn't think about
it's
that.
I
very
think it's aliens.
ambiguous of what it actually is. It could have
I
been
never for once thought it was
rogue
aliens.
hackers.
But now that you say that,
That's what I got from it.
did you get everyone to
Did
think
you?
aliens, Jake?
No.
Once I never once thought aliens.
I just thought
That's
it was
interesting. I kind of love it. I kind of love it.
Because
I
it's
kinda love it.
ambiguous as to who it's from. Like Kevin Bacon thinks it's South Koreans. They got things that was in
or the
Arabic.
Chinese. You couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's right.
Korean or
I couldn't tell
Mandarin. Who knows? Yeah.
I'd like to see them side by side, and you tell
Yeah,
me which
and
one's
the
which.
notes Ethan Hawke found were like in some sort of Middle Eastern
They look like Arabic,
writing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
Arabic.
right. That was
Yeah.
a crazy scene too. Well, I agree that someone, whether it be hackers, whether it be a
Anarchists,
faction to throw over the government, like January
In-
6th type of people,
inside
whether it be
terrorists.
that,
You
whether
think
it be
Americans did this?
maybe. I think so. I mean, that would be my first guess, to be honest. I think it'd be like
God
January 6th went to plan, you know?
Kind of inside jobby, kind of maybe like
Yeah.
it's their own, rogue group in
Yeah.
sort of thing. There was like a lot of that implied
Yeah.
because
You
there
think
was like
Americans did
there
it?
was a knowledge of it that those people that Mahershala knew he said they
Mahershala?
sort of had some sort of knowledge on it because he was moving around big money in the coming days.
Yeah, the rich definitely knew something was coming.
What it was never revealed, which is interesting, I guess.
All right, so how's
Do you
this movie
think-
go then?
Did
All right, let's-
did
let's-
Mahershala know that it was all coming to an end? He kind of made it sound like he knew that it was all coming to an end. He said that he hinted at that a couple times, and even his daughter was like, "But it's not. Everything is going to be fine, right?" And he was like, "Oh, no."
There were some. He said there were some patterns like going in that direction, but like until it was actually happening, there was no real knowing.
Jesus,
Are you spooked out? Scared dog?
yeah. Sorry, can you go on?
Okay. Anyway.
Okay, well, let's just talk about how it starts
I
then.
know Netflix autoplay just started playing in my earphones, and some guy was screaming and freaked me out.
Oh, weird. Before we start, I guess it's kind of started. Did you guys do your haikus?
I did.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Let's get some haikus in before we
I
get
Mine
into the movie.
rhymes.
Good.
I'm
Mine
gonna
does
AI a
too.
haiku right now. Hold on.
All right. Schwartz, what's your haiku? Is it AI'd?
It's AI'd.
The same one Anthony's gonna find.
Amidst chaos's grip, worlds collide, strangers entwined, truth's veil left behind.
Oh, I was gonna say that doesn't rhyme.
No way you wrote that.
That's nice. That's a
What
good
do you
one.
mean?
Nice. Just kidding. All right. I got Anthony. You got it. You got one.
No, I'll go third.
Okay. I got this left me with fear. Broken people, spooky deer. Is this a
Ooh.
warning? You like broken people, spooky deer?
Fear and deer.
Fear and deer.
Deer fear. Fear the deer.
Fear the
That's
deer,
great.
baby. All right.
No, I don't have one.
right.
It's not giving me anything good. Sorry. That one was great though. We'll just end on yours. That'll be the one.
Cool.
It's a good one. Starring Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Starring Kevin Bacon.
We could do
I wish
Kevin
Kevin
Bacon
Bacon
draft.
was in this more.
I know, right?
Have we
His
done
character was really
TBD?
interesting compared to everybody else. Like he had such a different view, you know.
A
I
waste
think
of
he
Kevin
would have
Bacon.
clashed pretty well with everybody.
It's a waste of good baby.
All right, so get on with it, Jake. What are you doing over here?
I don't know.
Get on with what? We talked about it. It's all over.
Over? That was a quick one. All right, we got a family. They're waking up. What's her face? Julia Roberts. Her character's name is Amanda. She's packing and surprising her husband, Ethan Hawke. His name is Gary or some shit.
We'll
Clay.
call him Gary.
Clay. We'll probably just call him Ethan Hawke this whole time anyway. He's getting woken up by her pack, and she's like, I rented a house. I hate people, so I want to leave the city. And they're in New York City. A bunch of people are there, obviously. They take their kids. They drive into the into Long Island to get some some nice country house. And any thoughts so far on the opening scene?
Well,
Opening scene. I mean, we just see that she hates people. They want to get on a getaway. She wanted to do it with no excuse. What do we see from that? Nothing.
we see that she is the kind of
Established.
person who you're probably not going to like. I mean, that's established pretty quick.
Yeah, kind
I think that's the most important part of that.
What makes her? What makes you not like her? What was she doing that you didn't like her?
Just still, I can't handle all the pessimism anymore.
So initially, it seems like she's doing something cool for her family, but then she's just like, then she reveals her reason is just because she hates people.
Yeah, like
Isn't,
you
I
realize
guess,
right away
not the
that
right
like
reason.
this is all disguised as, hey babe, I want to take you to the fucking cabin and get you away, but really it's all for her.
Yeah.
You guys hate women.
But,
No, I don't hate women at all. I hate Julia Roberts' character in this movie, who just happens to be a woman.
but my
She is very
immediate
bitchy right off the bat.
Yeah.
And bossy.
But my immediate thought, they have like a eerie like music to it, kind of like slow, creepy camera moves. They kind of Hitchcockian vibe it was how I felt a little bit.
Sure, I mean
What do
Sam
you think
Esmail.
about the camera moves?
Sam Ismail's known for his crazy framing. I mean, look at fucking his show, his
Yeah.
Bad Road, Mr. Robot. That's framed like wild shit, and this moves a lot too.
I was,
So
yeah, they
liked a lot
stood
of them.
out. I did like I like his framing in Mr. O, but for this movie, like sometimes they were like almost, I don't know. I think they made you feel sort of almost
I thought it was the-
disoriented a little bit.
I thought it was the best part of this movie was the camera work.
It was cool. There's a
The
crazy shot in the car,
cinematography.
like which I thought was just like a
The
practical
opening scene while they were driving there.
Yeah, like in car cam, I thought there was just like, oh, they're probably just doing something like in the tied up to the stealing, and then it like pulled out and then went through the girl's window, and I'm like, what the fuck? How did they do that?
Process trailer and a 50-foot crane.
Okay.
And they used
Through the car. Did you watch the behind the scenes thing? Because I need to watch.
didn't, but I did find a little Reddit thread that a dolly grip from the movie was a part of, and he explained how they did a lot of the shots. And it was cool.
Okay.
All
was how they did
techno
it.
crane, almost all techno crane.
Okay. Because yeah, I know it's like very heavy CGI, but there was they still had some pretty inventive camera moves for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, the
CG
plane
through
the
like
plane scene was pretty
transitions and
wild.
stuff, but like they
Yeah.
use the crane throughout the house to get all those crazy moves up and down the stairs. But I'm sure like all the transitions through the walls, I'm sure that's all. I don't think it was probably not all seamless,
Right.
in shot, but it
Yeah,
was
like
all-
literally, it like went through the glass. I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, the
It
very
just- it
last
just-
shot
it
with the
looks like-
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that it was like three things. Started on drone, and then it came into something else, and then or like the crane, and then something into the inside of the house. Check it out. Leave the World Behind cinematography subreddit.
I should, yeah. All right, so yeah, they go down to the dang old vacation home in Long Beach, and the kids. They have two kids. The one girl, the little girl's obsessed with French. She's watching Friends on her iPod. She's talking about Friends a lot. Then they have like a teenage boy, typical kind of teenage boy. And
Little girl's a little weirdo. Shows her right off the bat.
She loves
interesting.
Friends.
Yeah, she's also got very strange looks on her all the time. She always looks a little like confused and nervous. She's definitely got a vibe about her.
so let's see. Then at one point, pretty quickly thereafter, Julia Roberts' character goes to like a grocery store in town, and there's Kevin Bacon packing up what seems to be like survival gear type shit, like canned goods, bottled water, all that jazz. She just notices him. That's a noteworthy scene, I guess. And
Foreshadowing.
foreshadowing. Then they go to the beach shortly thereafter, and
Which is my favorite scene in the movie, honestly.
yeah, that's
the
when the first like
fucking
weird
tanker
thing
coming
kind
in.
of happens, right? Other than maybe they noticed some deer or something before this, but
No, I think this is the
kind of
first
the
thing.
first like big
No,
deal.
yeah. Also, we don't know what the fuck's at least I don't know what the hell's going on in this movie. I don't know what it's about or what to expect, even up until this point. It's just I'm very. This is only like 15 minutes in, but it's very. Other than being ominous, I was very confused as to what was going to happen next.
But you like that. You
I
were
did.
curious.
Yeah,
It felt very mysterious. I liked the mystery of it all because I didn't know much
Slow
about
burn.
it going into it either. Yeah.
but it was interesting.
Yeah, definitely a slow burn, but yeah, I agree with you. I enjoyed
I think
the
I think
ride
why
the first time through at least.
I think why this movie was good in that aspect is that instead of telling you exactly what's going on and now and now the tension of it's less because like you're experiencing the movie only from these people's perspective. You're not experiencing it from the world's perspective. It's just like these 4 or 5 people or 6 or 7 people, whatever it is. And once the fact that they don't know means that you don't know. If you knew, they would know. You know what I mean? At this point, that's what you've learned is that
100%.
you're never going to leave this, and that's
I
what's
think
cool is you're learning with them.
Yeah, they do that very well. I
Yeah.
think, and we talked about the Tesla scene
Yeah.
and how I feel like I was figuring out everything the same time Julie was figuring out everything, and I was like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh no, there's got to be more coming."
Yeah.
Well,
that
what
was a
I
cool
was, I
moment.
watched a video. What I didn't think about is why they were doing that. It was basically to block the road from being able to get in and out of the cities, and I was
Yeah.
like, damn, that's fucking
They
smart.
sent them all to
Yeah.
the city.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That was also like what had to be my conclusion because people were like, "Well, I thought the GPSs weren't working." And I was like, "It's a fucking tactical thing they're doing. It's a cyber attack. They made the
Yeah.
GPSs work for those."
Yeah.
It was
Fuck you in
programmed
the
to one
plot
area.
holes of this
Yeah.
movie. It doesn't matter. Suspend your disbelief.
Yeah, especially that part seems like pretty obvious if it's like that they're hackers. They hacked into the fucking
They're hacking
those
them.
and
I
put
don't
them
think
all
there
in the
can
same
be
spot.
plot holes in this movie because there's not really
aliens, dude.
I don't think there can be plot holes in this
Never
movie
even
though,
thought about
because there's
that.
really there's no rules and you never really quite sure what's going on. Like what we're saying is happening, the fact that it's getting hacked by a cyber attack, that's definitely happening, but we never find out who, we never find out why. And honestly, now that you say aliens, like I think that's what I'm gonna go with because I love that. Didn't think about that one time, like I said before, but you're right. The first shot of the movie is from space, and there's like 3 or 4 other shots from space that are pretty epic. Shows the satellite's not working. That's one of the first things it shows. Fact that like it shows it in space. So I don't know. Who knows?
And all they need to do is accomplish the first 2 goals of Mahershala's plan.
Yeah. All right. So I guess to keep going with it, the family is who they are now, and then that night they're all having a good night. They're about to watch a
They're
movie.
basically at an Airbnb at this place.
Yeah, it's Airbnb. Yeah.
Yeah, just a nice, super nice.
Yeah, really
whole
dope
family,
Airbnb.
Yeah.
They're about to
Like
watch
your
a movie.
mom's house.
It's nighttime, and Julia Roberts is like, "Yo, someone's here. I know someone's here." And Ethan Hawke's like, "I don't hear nothing." And then all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom on the door, and they go to the door. There's a funny scene about like, "Get the bat," and he goes, "Why would I have a bat?" Which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He's kind of a dweeb, this guy. He's
Oh,
a do
big
nothing.
time.
He's just a super dweeb.
He goes, "Why would I have a bat?" But it made sense because like also at the same time, that's even their fucking house. So he's right. Like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Where am I getting a bat from?
Get a bat, she says.
Yeah,
She's a fucking Karen, is what she is.
yeah,
and
definitely.
he's super laid back pretty much the whole time. That's
He's
what's
chill
funny
as
about his
fuck.
character.
He's a
super
writer, or
chill
no? What
guy.
is he? He's like
an
a
English
Like a
teacher.
professor.
Anyway, so they go to the door and it's Mahershala and his young daughter, probably like 18, 19 years old. And they're like, "Hey, can we come in?" And this is where the camera work really is good because the way it's shot is through the door, and their one family is on the other side of it, and it's
Yeah.
lit pretty
It's-
well, and it's a lot of just sheds a lot, and it was a great idea.
Just
for
that,
the shot.
the divide between the two.
Yeah,
You're
it's
talking
just
about the
pretty-
shot where it's physically like the walls in the
they're
middle.
here,
wall.
they're here, yeah,
One's
and that
they're
lasts for a good
inside,
like
one's outside. Yeah.
2 minutes of conversation before it cuts to anything. Like it's a great shot.
Yeah. Well,
sure.
even before that, talking about the shots that crane shot through the house as she's walking through was pretty
Yeah.
fucking miraculous.
Yeah,
But
it was great.
That one really tells the story right off the bat.
Yeah. What's going on over there? You got cops in your house?
No, I'm watching the movie in front of me, and it's shot and flashed to the red.
Oh, copy.
And then I
copy.
just did the part with the noise. I was doing like,
So then Mahershala and his daughter are like basically, "Hey, we came from the city. There's been some sort of blackout.
It's been
We think something ominous is going on, and this just happens to be our house that you're renting." And what he says is one of my favorite lines, like, "Hey, sucks that we have to use cell phones because if we didn't, then you would recognize my voice and we would have talked a few times. We would know each other's names by now." It was more like civilized, as he kind of put it. I thought that was kind of fun. And then
a lot of those comments kind of throughout, like subtly or not so subtly, about the disconnect with
Technology's killing
people and
us.
things like that.
the good old days.
Yeah, exactly.
90s.
That's the old heavy message.
Yeah. And then right off the bat, you also realize Julia Roberts' character is pretty racist because she thinks these people can't live there because they're African American. She calls them the help, like she calls them like the gardener and like the maid or something at one point. It's pretty obvious.
because she's just figuring out. She's not believing anything they're saying. They're saying they were in the city. This is their house. They're coming back. She's like, "This is your house," like overtly, obviously racist thinkings. But when she calls him that, she's like, because homeboy's like super chill about everything. It's like, yeah, who cares? Just let him stay at night. It'll be fine. We'll figure everything out in the morning. She's like, well, he had the key to the liquor cabinet, opened that up, pulled cash out. We see he has a gun in there. And then she was like, he could be the fucking gardener. Gardener has keys or the butler or whatever.
Yeah. And right away the daughter too is
It
also like can read Julia Roberts' character and gives her the business right back, which I like. I didn't like the
Yeah.
daughter at all, but I liked that she
She-
didn't
yeah, she
take
was-
shit from her.
she was a little much.
Yeah, but I like that she didn't take shit from Julia Roberts. That made me happy.
It also does a good job in making you not trust them, though, like as the
Really?
audience.
I never
does.
distrusted Mahershala. I'm not gonna lie. I never distrusted Mahershala. I don't know.
He's just got one of
He
those
just seemed like a
faces.
good person. He just seemed like a good person. He does. He has a very trustworthy, a very innocent face about him. I think he just really does.
Yeah, it
Um,
took me a little bit to be like, are they like? Because I
Right.
didn't know what the movie was. I wasn't sure if
The-
like these people were like part of this attack or part of whatever was going on. I had no idea. So
the
they
way
were
that they
suspicious.
linger on him, when the answers that he gives, he is kind of lying about why they came back. You know, he knows that some shit's going down. That's why he came back. It wasn't just because he had a bum flipper and he can't get up the stairs to a sixth floor walk up or whatever.
He knew it's a good place to fucking hide.
Yeah, so he was lying. So we kind of saw that he was being not forthcoming with all the information that he had, and then like him like figuring out how to get the keys, the wrong keys, or like they lingered on his face. Then they kind of made me think, oh, well, maybe this guy isn't who he says he is.
Yeah,
I think they did that. Obviously, they did
definitely
that
on purpose. Yeah. One thing we forgot to actually talk about fully is the oil tanker that goes onto the beach when they're watching it, when they're hanging at the beach. The
That
oil
was
tanker
cool.
comes up and it basically comes straight on, which I thought was the coolest. I love that how, like a little girl's like just getting closer and she's just staring at it, and then it like cuts time, which is probably like an hour later, and then she's still just in the same spot, just like fucking staring at it.
And it was a
I
couple
love
times too. They're like, "Oh, there must be a port nearby."
Yeah, Ethan goes,
Yeah.
she's a mute.
Yeah. That's why Ethan Hawke was so funny in this movie because he was so like nonchalant
just a
about like
fucking
so many
dweeb, dude.
things. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Typical like dad. He was like dad mode the whole time.
I mean, if you're gonna
English.
deal with Julia Roberts' character, you gotta be pretty laid back.
Yeah, for sure.
English teacher.
Yeah. All right, so
That was pretty cool.
mean,
good shot too. Crazy shot.
crazy
Those
shot,
Straight
yeah.
straight above, straight up top.
yeah, that was cool. It reminded me of Madagascar with the penguins. Anyway, yeah, that's a number I can live with.
That's it.
Only
4 unaccounted for, sir. That's a number I can live with.
So basically, what happens next? For the next like hour, it's all about
It's just
everybody
tension.
not trusting each
It's
other
just
and
tension.
slowly realizing things.
Julia doesn't trust shit. They argue about letting them stay. They end up their agreement is that the owners of the house, have to stay in the basement. But like Mahershala's making drinks and then like it's obvious. I think at this point we were like, all right, this is definitely his place. Whether
Yeah,
he's
they
being
dance and shit.
deceitful or not. I mean,
The whole
later
dance
on.
thing's a little later, but yeah, because eventually I think the next day he
He
says
goes
something
out.
like
He
he's
drives
gonna-
out.
He,
He
he
goes
goes
and drives.
to the neighbor's house. I think he's
Trying to
there was
get a
reason,
paper.
Yeah, there's a reason to go to the neighbor's house, and that's when he like started seeing the planes crashing into the water.
Oh, you're talking about
Oh,
Mahershala. He went to his
also,
neighbor's
Ethan,
house.
Ethan Hawke
Yes.
goes out and looks too.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. The dads kind of take off for a
Yeah.
while.
Ethan
Do
Hawke
dad
goes
shit.
out. So Ethan Hawke goes out to look for a newspaper. He's driving around, and then he sees the lady, the Mexican lady or Spanish lady, Spanish speaking lady. She says a bunch of shit and it's not translated. So if you don't know, you don't know, which I didn't know on the first one. But apparently she says just all the shit that we're about to see, which she's obviously asking for help, obviously asking for his phone, and it kind of freaks out, I guess, and just bounces. Why does he leave?
Pretty much.
kind of
I think he
dick
just got scared.
kind of just panics.
Kind of
Yeah.
panics.
He doesn't know how to help this lady. He doesn't want to bring
She's
her.
very
Be,
frantic.
be responsible for her, probably.
Yeah, 100%.
So he just bounces.
Look who it is! It's the Big Cat.
Oh shit!
Come make an appearance, Big Cat. We shout you out at least like 62% of the time we do this.
Shout out to the big guy.
Come over, say hi.
Well,
Stop
he's basically a character on this show.
Yeah, he doesn't even
Come say
know.
hi, dude.
He's
The
don't
Big
listen.
Cat.
Hey,
part of this
this
situation.
guy. He's in. He's
All right,
out.
Get out of here, Big Cat.
meow.
All right, Big Cat's gone.
All
Cool
right.
guy. Cool guy.
So, yeah,
Great kisser.
Has he
Ethan
seen the
Hawke's
movie? What's he think?
scared. Yeah. ask
Did you
him if he saw
watch
the movie.
Leave the World Behind? The one with Julia Roberts and Mahershala and Ethan Hawke? Oh, okay. Well, then you can participate nothing to this
Then tell him to
situation.
get out of the room.
See you, dude.
We're talking
Maestro?
Spoilers.
Maestro. All right, we can't do this right now.
Okay,
Can't do this
no,
right
no.
now.
Talk about Maestro.
Can't do. Literally can't do this right now. Get out of here.
Maestro
Bradley Coops?
wasn't very good.
Get out of here, big cat.
I was bored with it.
Bradley Coops with
Get
the
out of here,
nose?
big cat.
Yeah, I wasn't into it.
Oh God.
We'll have a mini Maestro segment with Drew Liner. Should we do it? No, just kidding.
Mini
So
Maestro.
let's go back to leave the world behind. We were at the part where Ethan Hawke got scared of a Spanish lady, and then the flyers came down. He saw like what looked like
Crazy
smoke.
scene. Crazy
What
scene.
looked like
That was
a big
wild.
like kind of plume of smoke, but it was like a drone. What was it? A drone dropping flyers? Was that all it was?
Yeah,
That's what
it
it
was
said
message.
it was, yeah. Big old drone
Message
dropping
to the
flyers.
world.
Message
And I guess the
to
flyers like
America.
translated like threatening like with something about like weapons of
Yeah.
mass destruction. What? But we don't know because it was.
Well,
some
yeah, when they
sort
get
of,
it
like,
back,
Arabic.
they show it to the son. The son had played fucking Call of Duty, where he saw "Death to America" written on the walls, I'm sure in Arabic, and he recognized that on the flyers
Yes.
from his video games. But we don't know what else it said. You translated the rest of it?
I saw a video that translated and it said something along the lines of like we have all the weapons and something like that. I don't want to paraphrase something. I'm not sure what it said, but something along those lines about weapons and threats to America, threatening America, more or less, same idea. So yeah, that's what the flyers said. And I think was this pretty much at the same time as the Mahershala going
noise.
to the neighbor?
Not the we don't do the noise yet. Mahershala goes to the neighbor's house and sees the planes crashing.
That was pretty wild.
That was pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, he goes to the neighbor's house, and he goes and he finds the neighbor's house, Huxley's house, and he finds the satellite phone, and he finds out the satellites are knocked out. So it's like that was like when satellites are gone, fucking everything's fucked. And then he like, what does he see? He starts seeing shit.
I
Goes
think
out
he
to
sees
the
a
beach,
body
and
in
then
the yard.
He sees
whole
Sees a
thing's
body.
scattered
Then-
with like bodies and like
well,
wreckage
he
from a
saw
different plane.
he goes on the beach and he sees a watch on the ground. He pulls the watch up and it's connected to an arm. And
To a
then-
dead guy.
I think it was just an arm. It was just a fucking
shit.
arm. Which I'm watching Lost again right now. Speaking of sweet plane crashes.
Yeah, great pilot, one of the best pilots. But yeah,
And then yeah, he sees a pilot laying on the ground dead. He realizes that there's just scattered bodies everywhere from a airliner crash.
bodies caught
And
half and
then
shit. Pretty brutal.
he looks up and he sees another one coming, another one about to dust. So what does he do? He goes into a door, and that saves him.
Yeah, that's a cool shot because then like the water busts through the windows and like sort of around him as he's in the door.
All practical, by the way.
Yeah, all
They really
wrapped.
crashed an airliner.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 of them.
It's a big budget, but it was worth it for
Yeah.
Netflix. Netflix was like,
Were you serious
you?
with the all practical?
anything.
No,
No,
it's
this thing
all
is,
CGI.
this thing is
It's all
super. You know, this movie is
CGI.
super CGI.
Super CGI.
Did
that
they
scene.
really use a
It
lot
look.
of water?
I mean, it looks good. Like it
Looks
definitely
rad.
looks good.
Looks
for,
rad
you
for
know.
a fucking Netflix movie starring Ethan Hawke. They did pretty good.
For a
Fun
Netflix
fact:
movie,
Denzel dropped out last minute, and Mahershala replaced him.
Oh, word.
Word.
That would have been that's iconic right there. Like you came up earlier in the iconic people talk with
Yeah,
Julia
yeah,
Roberts and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of over Denzel.
what
Although
Denzel was really unoverable. He's pretty great.
Equalizer 3 just came out.
Equalizer 3 was
fucking-
surprisingly
it was
good.
rad.
Yeah,
It was good.
surprisingly good.
I'm gonna watch it. Don't spoil. I
Yeah,
like
it
the
was-
first
it
one.
was-
No
it was
DP'd it.
dope.
Robert Richardson.
I will.
For word.
He's
Word.
like,
looked great.
homeboy's not making any movies anytime. He's making number 8 and done. I need a new boss.
I mean, he
Who
does a lot of
cares?
Scorsese movies too.
Does he?
Yeah, he did like The Aviator and
Yeah, but that guy's about to die.
Shutter Island and Casino.
Scorsese's
Yeah, he's like 83.
He's old as fuck.
Hope he gets at least one more movie. Hope he makes one more.
Hope he
Sounds about-
dies
sounds
directing
about a
a
Jesus movie.
Yelling at someone.
Yelling at DiCaprio.
Hey, oh.
Don't say that. Mr. Scorsese, we apologize. Anthony's an asshole.
Leo.
Apologize to Scorsese, dude.
Oh.
All right, so
Apologize.
I'm sorry, Martin.
The plane crash happens.
Sorry, Martin.
Mahershala Ali got
Remember when I had a cat? Her name was
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese. We called her Marty. She was cool. She used to pee in the toilet. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
That's awesome. Standing up,
Yeah.
just whip out a big fat dick. Big
No, she
fat
really
cat dick.
peed and pooped in the toilet. We trained her to do that.
You guys see the new Chappelle stand up? I just watched it
did.
this morning.
Yeah, it was-
Yes,
it was
last
good.
night.
It was a good one.
He's like, suck this woman dick. That shit was
All
funny.
right, keep going. Keep going,
Yeah.
Jake.
Got you. All right. Yeah. He goes back. He tells them, I think that eventually, yeah, they both make it
The
back.
noise.
The noise happens. What is the noise?
When do they
happen?
dance and become
The
friends?
noise
That
is all
after the
there.
noise?
The
That's-
dance is way
that's
later. The kids are in the
further.
shed because they see the deer. The girl, they're all doing their. They went to the pool. We get the pool scene. The kids taking pictures of the girl. She doesn't shave her armpits.
Right.
Gross.
It's fine.
And I think eventually they decide to leave. Then we get the Tesla part.
Why do they leave?
think-
They leave after the noise.
Yeah, the first noise happens. They were all kind of separated when the noise went down, and yeah, they go back, and then they're trying to leave, and then they see just a bunch of Teslas crashed into each other on the highway.
Yeah.
and that's the scene where she realizes, oh shit, they're all
Yeah, she
just keep
gets
crashing into
out.
each other.
She looks around. She notices they're all the same. She's like, these are all brand new.
Ethan
she,
Hawke
like,
sees the one coming.
she-
He's just like, hey,
Ethan-
let's wave
Ethan
him
jumps out of
down.
the car. He's like, what's going on over there? What are you doing?
Hey,
Ethan's
bud,
fucking.
hey, buddy, hey, slow down, hey.
Yeah, he's like, another one's coming. Another one's coming. Let's just ask him for help. And then she starts figuring out all these cars drove themselves here and crashed into each other. And I'm not gonna lie, I was figuring all that out while she was figuring that out,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What?"
It was a fun moment.
As she looked up, I was like, "There's gonna be another one coming," and Ethan was like, I loved it. It was tense.
That
It
was
good
all
part.
done practically, by the way.
Yeah, all those fucking Teslas driving at them that was all practical Teslas.
They just signed the releases if they were cool with it.
Yeah,
Cool.
Elon was like, no problem. Elon's comment, I read after this movie, Elon had a comment. He was like,
They also charge with solar. Or
yeah,
something.
he's like, this wouldn't happen because Teslas can charge with solar, so even at the end of the world would be fine. They're like, that's not what we were saying about your
Yeah.
cars in this movie.
Cars are evil, sir. So are you.
You
Sure, you
guys are
need to
evil.
watch it.
He's not evil. I love Elon.
He doesn't have time to watch this.
I mean,
Shout
I'm
out
just
to
saying
Elon
that.
Musk.
Just saying that, Just saying it.
So yeah, all the cars crash. So that was a fun scene of them like dodging fucking cars, getting back home. So they don't leave; they go back. And also, it's worth mentioning that while they're leaving, they're packing up and they're frantically trying to get the fuck out of there. Mahershala is like, "Guys, you should probably stay. We should figure this all out together. Some shit's going down. Like, don't leave." Like he's could shows how that he's one of the good guys.
Yeah.
Where and his daughter's like, nah, we're getting like let him leave. Don't make him,
Yeah, we don't
Right.
need to be responsible for these fucking people.
Why are you trying to keep him stay? So they come back.
Especially white people, she says,
It's
which
true.
as a white,
White devil.
it hurt my heart.
Your little white
but-
heart.
My little white heart was broken, but
Biggie Fat show me her boobies. Not like them too.
whatever.
So they're back.
Yep, they're back.
We're back in the car.
And then it was kind of when they start splitting up.
Yeah, they all go back to the house, and all of a sudden, like it's like, all right, well, I guess we have to stay here. And then it turns into like them getting to know each other, which I
Yeah.
think is where sometimes I was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this is where it
Ethan-
started feeling a
yeah,
little long.
Ethan's like filling the bathtub with water, and the girl comes up to him, and she's like, "You want to go fucking vape and talk about the pool?" And so they go out there. The kids, what are the kids doing?
Is the boy's teeth falling out yet? No, not yet.
No, that's
That's
like right
next
at the
day.
end.
I think
Oh,
they're
we
just
also
still-
miss. Did we say Kevin Bacon early on when she goes into town? We see Kevin
Yeah,
Bacon.
we said
yeah,
that.
yeah, I
All
mentioned
right,
it.
all right. See.
Yeah, they split up. The daughter and
Oh, yeah.
Ethan Hawke are kind of hanging out. She's all like, "You like to fuck or what's up?"
Yeah, you fuck your kids.
and
or-
then you fuck kids.
you
or
fuck your
what?
kids.
You fuck high school.
Your
Your
student
You
conversation.
fuck
you
college
fucking
kids.
kids,
I'm a
Ethan?
college kid. You
You
like
a
weed?
pedo?
You like weed? You like to fuck? What's
You
up?
see these armpits?
I'd be like, you shave your armpits. We'll
Look
talk
at
about
me.
it.
I'm progressive.
Hey.
I don't shave my pits.
Hey, you fuck kids.
You want to fuck some hairy armpits?
Stop saying that.
And then
we're just quoting the
On
movie.
the
dude.
other end of the house, you have Mahershala and Julia Roberts getting to know each other and having
Getting to
drinks. And
know you.
Mahershala's all like, "I ain't like you," and she's like, "Well, I am a bitch, so you right." And
No,
then
he
they-
liked
then they
her.
bang.
She didn't
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah.
him. And then she was like, I was racist. I'm sorry. And then he was like, well, you know what? We're all going to fucking die. And she was like, that's not cool. And then they go, and then he's like, well, come and look at my records.
Yeah, and then they dance and almost fuck, but then they don't fuck because they realize
they
that
almost
wouldn't
kiss.
be nice.
Doesn't another noise happen with flamingos?
And then then the flamingos land
We are
outside.
really selling this movie.
Yeah, flamingos
Well,
land outside.
The movie's not really sellable.
It's
It's
really
kind of
good.
shitty. I hated this movie.
I mean, we don't,
Uh,
Flamingos.
It's not great.
You hated it? It's a good movie.
Nah, there's no
It was
payoff.
well executed. What was the payoff? The world's ending.
Nah,
Aliens,
she's
aliens
watching-
killed the
cool.
world,
She's
dude.
watching Friends. Fuck Friends.
It was
Friends
cool.
isn't
It
real.
was all right.
I thought here was what I so yeah
This
the whole
part is
thing is
stupid,
because
though.
she
Sorry.
fucking wanted to see the end of Friends. Like that's a through line through the thing. I'm happy. I was happy with her at least starting the episode as she was being vaporized. The fact that she might have survived that is even better. Although, no, maybe not. I would rather her be vaporized, like as the last episode is playing.
I mean, there was a pretty extensive DVD collection down there, and it looked
Oh,
like
yeah.
there were canned goods enough for a while. So
She
if
was
she's
gonna
gonna
have
have
it
She
stuff
was
down
fucking
there,
stuffing her dumb face like Kenny Powers, and this is the end.
yeah, but she didn't know any better. Oh, yeah, I know. No, you're right. She will. Yeah, but that. I mean, once she realizes like what's up, she'll be fine. She was just hungry, dude. At
Well, we
first,
gotta-
you would do the same thing. You'd be like, "Oh my god, I want this, and all
Yeah,
this."
but what's she gonna repopulate like? She's not. She gotta be,
Listen, I'm not saying she's gonna change the fucking world, and I'm not saying she should change the world. All I'm saying is, if
she's
she
cool
plays
for a
it
minute.
right, she's good for a while. Yeah, she's got a good like 2 years
The
down
family
Yeah.
might be
Then
on
she
the
could just
way
off herself.
because
Yeah.
Mahershala and Ethan Hawke they know about the bunker and they talk about it.
Do you think that mushroom
And they're
cloud was
like
gonna
they kind
spread
of
to them?
decide that there was a mushroom cloud. Where was
Wasn't
the
there
mushroom
in the
cloud?
end,
At the
the
end,
city?
someone was bombing the city at the end.
Oh yeah, the city was getting bombed. That's right.
yeah, I mean it's not necessarily gonna kill him.
I think that was just like the cloud of smoke over the bombed city.
Already happened.
Yeah, I think they destroyed Manhattan.
No,
pretty much.
it was actively being bombed in the very
Yeah.
end,
Okay.
like big old bombs.
Yeah, and on computer
Big
in
old
the
doinks.
quote unquote
Yeah, the girls
bunker,
were
it-
seeing that as the guys were going to Kevin Bacon to get medicine because we skipped the
Kid's
part
teeth
where the
started
kid,
falling
the
out, yeah.
kid also got bit by some
A
tick,
tick.
so they think maybe it's that. But the next day, after the second sound and after the tick bite, kid's teeth start falling out of his head.
Oh, when they're looking at the deers, all the
That was
fucking
fucked
bunch of
up,
deer.
dude.
Yeah,
The
Oh
tick.
yeah, deers
Yeah, the
always
tick
come.
sucked.
Deers always coming in. What was up with the deers? What was your
don't
read
know
on the
what the
deers?
deers are supposed to
fuck,
be.
the fuck were the deers there for?
supposed to, some I don't know. I feel like there was some sort of like symbolism of like nature blending with people if in the post-apocalypse and shit. I don't know.
Well, deers are always looking for a place to go that's safe, and maybe they're trying to find, like Jake saying, like trying to find like buddies to hang with during the apocalypse.
Well, it was
They're
just
also
weird that
ominous
they
as
didn't.
fuck.
They just didn't seem
Yeah, were
like
they
they
evil
were
deer?
scared of the humans anymore. Like typically, deer are afraid of people. They're not gonna like
the deer were the
approach them
cause
like
of all
that.
this.
Damn.
They're just out there like
Deermageddon.
this.
Well, remember Train to Busan?
It's
That
been
was a
a
deer.
while.
Busan.
That was a deer. Deer started
deer.
the zombie apocalypse.
Fucking deer, dude.
So it all comes back to zombie deers. So
Damn,
yeah,
Zom deers.
So you're saying this is Korea's fault?
does go back to Korea because that was Kevin Bacon's theory. So we
All
have
right,
the
so-
deer, we have Korea.
Before we
Save
go
the-
on at
save
all,
the
let's
cheerleader,
let me
save the
ask you
world.
this. Before we go on at all, what's your guys' theory? What's going on? Who's doing it? Who's behind it all?
Probably Obama.
Obama.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Obama randomly is a producer on this. What's up with that?
He liked the book, dude.
He's just trying to warn us.
You think he can read?
I mean,
He can definitely read.
he's old.
You know what's
He can
funny
read.
is if this video goes viral, no one can read your hat. It just kind of looks like that.
I've sat
hat.
closer a few times. That hat.
So he just liked the movie enough, and then he has a production company now. Is that what it is?
I think he
So
liked the
he's just-
book, and
Yeah.
I think
That's
he
what I know,
just
He's like
probably
that's
put
gonna
his-
happen eventually.
I
should
don't
tell
think he
people about
did
it.
anything for this movie in a procedural capacity except for put his name on the movie and got people who would normally wouldn't have watched it to watch it, or vice versa.
Man, I remember actually reading something about his notes, and they were not anything overly like intrusive on it wasn't like change this, change that. It was more like he liked the feeling of certain types things here. It was very subtle and very
Yeah, this was definitely
hands
a Sam Ishmael movie because
Yeah.
his other stuff is a lot of like this too.
a lot of like.
Yeah, a lot of like this. Like
It deals with
government
like
shit,
political shit. Yeah.
political shit.
I'm
hackers.
going aliens. I'm going aliens are doing exactly what Mahershala says that is going on. I think
How-
everything
how would
he
his
says
powerful
is
people
going
know it's
on.
aliens?
What's up?
How would they know it's aliens? Like how would the
He
people
doesn't
that
know
he
it's
worked?
aliens.
Well, there was like people that worked with him or he worked for that he would have to move money for that had an idea of something was about to happen. How would they know that if it was aliens?
They got that info, dude.
Got the info.
Satellites were going out.
All right. I'm just going
I
inside
mean, how would they know any of it was going to happen? Somebody said something. Somebody slipped, dude.
Because they're like, we're gonna do this.
You think America did
It'll be
this?
money.
You think America's fucking up was doing that to themselves? I think what
They
I
were at
think
least
is
warned.
what was happening there was happening all around the world,
Mhm.
not just America. And I think it was the aliens.
I kind of love that.
I did not think about this being an alien movie at all.
Me neither, but I love it.
I mean, there's no saying you're wrong because we don't fucking know. No one knows.
No, some would say I'm right.
I think that it's a rogue faction of American people who want to see a reset and know that before there can be a reset, there's got to be even more of bad things that happened for a while. And this is the beginning of making those bad things happen. That's what I think.
I almost feel like they told us what it was at the end too, though. Like he kind of Mahershala Ali characters kind of like broke it down to that like military campaign to like
Yeah.
people against each other and shit. So
Yeah. Well, the movie is what they
broke
do.
those
It's like,
three things down.
yeah,
the
what's
three
the what was the
rules or
first one?
whatever.
The first one was confine people to spaces, like make
Yeah.
everybody stay in one space or
yeah, and then cut off communication, and then
Yeah.
eventually they'll just
Chaos.
Like, people will just turn on each other. Like it's
yeah, if you don't know anything, you don't know what the real truth is. So you decide for yourself, and that puts it in chaos.
But that's just the plan.
yeah,
Anything can execute that plan, including
right. I guess including aliens,
extraterrestrial
but-
beings.
Yeah, he only said he heard that plan. He didn't say where it was from. Could be from anywhere.
Right.
That's
It
just-
that's the movie
Just a
telling
sure
us
way.
is like this is
It's
what
a
it
sure thing
kind of
that'll fuck
is.
things up.
Well, with what I mean, it's what I just said. I feel
Yeah.
too. The people
Yeah, for
who
sure.
who I consider did it could have made that plan. You know.
Sure.
Yeah, because my thought is, if it's not the government, it's like there were people like that basically warned the government. People knew about it was going to happen, and it happened. There was another theory going around that this is a unofficial direct sequel to Mr. Robot. Did you guys ever watch that or finish that? I didn't finish it, but I watched.
No, I watched the first 2 seasons.
I watched the first 2. I kind of fell off during 3. I know they had 4
Yeah.
total. But I guess there were certain things in the movie that like carried over. Like there was a lot of references to season 3, which I remember seeing some of. Was like there was this incident in New Jersey that they referenced in the movie. And then there was a book that Julia Roberts was reading that a character in Mr. Robot was writing during Mr. Robot. So I don't know if they were just Easter eggs for whatever reason, but there was, I think, Ishmael was the same director and same creator as the Mr. Robot.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's the
Ishmael,
reason
for
there's
sure.
Easter
I
eggs.
think he just wanted to throw a little extra his stuff in there.
Yeah,
which is
he
fine.
made it a part of his universe.
Yeah, part of the Mr. Robot universe, I guess.
That's fun.
It's fun. I'm sure that I could find ways to connect his other show, the Homecoming, as well to that. But I think is this his only? He had a movie. I know a different movie that wasn't like this, but I don't know if he had any other movies.
Yeah, I don't know. I know him from Mr. Robot.
I didn't know him at
Movie
all
called
until this movie.
Comet with Justin Long.
Oh.
Jay
Other than that-
Long?
Yeah. other
Can't
than
go
that-
wrong.
Yeah. Other than that, he's
Can't
he's,
go
I think
wrong
it
with
was his
Justin
second
Long.
feature.
He will suck your
So
schlong.
they get the drugs from Kevin Bacon. The girl runs away.
Yeah,
How
what do
does
they need
she
from Kevin
know where
Bacon
the-
again?
They need some fucking antibiotics because the kid's dying from whatever. His teeth are literally falling out.
Oh yeah, don't they think they were poisoned by the sound or something?
That's a theory that they were like the sound did it because he didn't cover his ears quick enough, but they're like also it could be the tick. Again, it's one of those things like no one really knows.
I mean, they
Yeah.
made a pretty clear, like they showed that tick
They did.
really biting it and like him pulling it off. It was all gross. Like I don't know. That's what I
was.
thought it
Yeah,
was
like,
gonna
I
be.
feel weird.
Yeah.
That's my conclusion to that. How did the girl know about the bunker? They just hear them talking about it? Did she just bounce and accidentally found it?
Yeah, she was saying like
She
she
took a
was
bike.
done. She was done waiting, and then so she took
That's
off.
right.
and
She
like,
had a
needed
little
She
epiphany.
needed to figure out the end of Friends, so she had to find a way, and then she
I love
found
that.
house. Yeah, I love that. That was the B plot, and then that ended up being like the climax of the movie. Is her finding a house, finding food, and that was the house they eventually talked about in the scene that there was the Kevin Bacon, Ethan Hawke, Mahershala Ali standoff. Talked about that guy's bunker. Cut to her being at the bunker and finding the DVD collection and turning it on.
And
to
yeah,
the
she
laptop.
turns
you're
on
right.
the lights and shit. So
Kevin Bacon. So
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon said what?
he's the one who talked about the bunker. That's who it was. He's like, yeah, these people have a bunker, and that's why she
Oh, yeah,
went there.
they're rich.
Yeah.
Well,
So they're-
another
so
thing.
she
they're
wasn't
gonna
there.
probably-
She
they're gonna-
wasn't there to hear that.
She
No, I
wasn't. I
know.
think it was a coincidence.
She fumbled on
just
it, yeah.
Simply a coincidence that she ended up being at that house
Yeah.
and they're going to
Gotcha.
probably find her.
So they're
I
gonna
think
go
what
there.
that was implied that they're gonna
She didn't
they're
lock
gonna go
herself
there.
in. She didn't seal herself in there.
I don't remember seeing her
They don't
do
really
that,
show
but
you.
I don't
They
really
show you the
know.
button, or they show you the dial where if you turn it, you seal it, but they don't show you. She don't show her turn it, but you just see it.
She turns
Yeah, that's
she
right.
turns everything on.
I mean, she
down
like
there.
opens
Yeah.
it to go
Turns
down.
like all the power on and shit.
'Cause there's
Yeah.
the crazy like door that she had to like open up. But if
And there's
it was
like a
just,
fake
a dope-
window that
Yeah.
shows like it has a screen, so it looks like it's the outside.
Yeah,
Like she
pretty
turned all that shit on. It's
pretty
kind of
sick
cool.
setup.
Pretty dope, and a
DVDs for
pretty
days.
sweet DVD collection.
And I'm glad that everything paid off with her watching that, and that was it.
I hope
Ambiguous
they have
ending.
one. I hope
but
they have like at least 4 or 5 DVD players.
So I read the reason why Friends was involved in it so much is because like that show is supposed to like represent purity and and how like anytime you wanted to like escape real world horror, like you could watch Friends because they were always in like very low stake situations. It was all just about like them having like good time with each other and looking at positively at everything and always like helping each other out. So that was
Which
that was kind of cool,
kind of what she says the reason she likes it so much, right?
right?
She's
Is
like, it
this what
just
she
makes
says?
me he because she was freaking out, or she was talking to
makes you
her
feel
brother about
you're
it.
safe or something happy.
She's like, yeah, it just makes me feel happy and safe.
Yeah,
you care about
yeah.
the people in it.
Yeah.
It was like people that were good people that she could care about, which aren't really existing. I like what the other girl
Girls with
said.
negative Nancy.
Mahershala's daughter. She said that show makes you nostalgic for a time that didn't really exist.
That never existed.
Yeah.
That was kind of like made me think about it because it's like I
Yeah.
don't know. I was young at that time, so it was like, was that the real world portrayed in a TV show, or was that just sort of what we wanted the world to be like in
Yeah.
a TV show? Because I mean, in the '90s,
we
I
all
feel
want
like
the good old days, but like,
Right.
was there ever really good old days?
yeah, and there were like 30-year-old people like affording these like dope Manhattan apartments. Like, was that realistic? I'm not really sure. Like the '90s, people were pretty fucking successful in the '90s. Let's face it. With that, I feel like America peaked around then, but I don't
Yeah,
know if that
America
was a real.
definitely
I don't know if
peaked in
that
the
was like a
90s.
realistic situation that these friends were actually in.
Yeah.
And I think Julia
That's the
Roberts
movie.
had
And
a
then 9/11
role in it.
happened.
Yeah, and then 9/11, dude.
Yeah.
And everything.
I'm sure Julia
Went
Roberts was
downhill.
in an episode of Friends.
Yeah, I believe so.
Thanks, Cheney.
Meta. Yeah.
Cool, sweet,
So, yep.
sick movie, sick movie. I
What do you
liked
rate
it.
this movie?
I really liked it. All in all, I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. I thought the story was nice. I think the cinematography was dope.
Did you
Yeah.
rewatch it at all?
Yeah,
I watched it
rewatched
twice.
I watched it today.
Definitely more. I don't think I was as into it the second time, but I think someone said you don't because you already know what's kind of coming. I think the first round, it's just that has that mysterious
Yeah.
vibe, so it kind of keeps you locked in a little bit.
Also, it wasn't like riddled with secret gems or anything, you know.
Well, actually, now that you
Oh.
mentioned that,
oh,
watch this
pushing
one
it.
video where it shows, and I don't know if you guys noticed this because I didn't until I watched the video. Is
Oh
the
yeah,
paintings in the movie change?
I read
a
about
lot.
that. Yeah,
It's insane.
the wave to
the
like
videos
represent
is
waves.
insane.
Oh, I should watch that.
Yeah, so the paintings in the living room and the paintings in the bedroom. The painting in the bedroom's an ocean scene at all times, but the first time you see it, it's very calm ocean. Second time, it's a little bit wavier, and then by the third time you see it, it's like a giant like thunderstorm type of waves. And then in the living room, there's a giant like painting that's the size of the wall, like horizontally.
Yeah,
It's like and everything
Black
like that.
and white.
And it's in the original, it's like 4 kind of black and white things that are kind of equally spaced out, and then it turns into like all kinds of chaos and shit. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild stuff.
That's
kind of
Yeah.
Rorschach-y, right?
Kinda, yeah.
Well, how's that happening?
I think
who's
it's
running?
just-
Who's popping in there and changing out paintings?
Who's out there
I think that's
modifying
just-
paintings, dude?
That's just filmmaking, man. That's just like showing things you don't even really notice. I didn't notice it at all until they showed it.
Bad continuity.
No, I think it's just a message, you know? One of those
It's
things.
like Kubrick taking out a chair just for no reason.
yeah.
Switching the prints of the fucking carpet upside down, man.
Yeah,
Filming the moon landing.
taking a piss on the carpets.
Yep. All right.
What do you rate it? Rate this movie.
Rating time.
Rating time.
I will go
I
with
will go with
a
a
6.8.
6.8.
Ooh,
What is it? Ooh, is that too
Okay.
high? Too low? What's yours?
7.5.
wow.
C plus.
I think
75.
I see that. I think that's kind of low.
I'm gonna go.
Kind of low. It's actually 79.75 is the
How much
actual
lower?
score. C plus.
Too high.
I mean, it is a good movie. It's a really well made movie. It's got great actors, and they're
Mhm.
pretty interesting characters for the most part.
Good filmmaking.
Yeah.
Good cinematography.
All right, I was gonna go much lower than this, like much lower, but I'm gonna go 6.9.
Oh, nice.
Look at a blow.
Yeah.
Good movie, dude.
I appreciate it. It's
You-
it's a
You
quality
hated
movie.
for a second, and then you came around.
Yeah,
I think what threw me
initially
off.
turned it off, right?
I think what threw me off in the first watch is that I guess I wasn't paying attention as much as I should have. And the scene in the beginning where she's talking and then says that line about she hates people and it goes into the credits with the rap song. I think I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And like turned it off.
You're like, I don't like hip hop.
It almost kind of
No, I love hip hop, but it
that
just seemed
moment
too
felt a
forced. It
little
seemed
weird,
too like
yeah.
cliche. I don't know. I just didn't like it.
But
Opening credits do not fit the movie.
They don't at all.
Not really.
That's
There's
Obama
that
for you.
weird, like push in, like weird,
That was Obama's notes. He's like, put this rap song in the
more,
beginning.
Play
more
my-
hip hop.
Play my nephew's rap single.
They're like, say less, Obama. We got you.
It's also like weirdly 007-y the way it is. Like not
What?
hot.
What is?
The opening credits. Guess it's not hot chicks, but there's like guns and crosses and things like morphing into things.
You know what has a great opening credit sequence is The Killer.
Yeah.
True.
Pretty good, pretty good.
True. A lot of Fincher's openings are pretty good.
Yeah, very true.
Fincher didn't hurt nobody.
You got that one?
Fincher could have done this movie.
Fincher would have made this movie very, very well. He could. I think it would have been a better movie for sure.
Yeah.
I think it would have been because I think the tone is him too. Like I think he would have enjoyed playing with the Julia Roberts character a lot,
Yeah, dark.
and the
little girl.
the little girl, and Ethan Hawke. I think he would have put Ethan Hawke in some crazy situations.
Yeah, or even if he had, a different cast, I just think this is a story he would have done pretty well.
Damn.
Brad Pitt plays Ethan Hawke.
Yeah,
Just like the Ethan Hawke driving scene when he comes across the girl and he's smoking a cigarette, like fucking with the like imagine that Fincherized
but with Brad Pitt.
with BP.
Yeah, BP. I do
Poor
love Ethan
Sally.
Hawke in this, but I'll take BP over EH any day.
Yeah, fuck Ethan Hawke, dude. You know what I thought is I was like, huh, Julia Roberts in a fucking Netflix Ethan Hawke movie. How the great have fallen.
So I mean, like Sandra Bullock made one pretty famous with like Bird Box.
Bird Box, yeah. I
was
mean,
a-
Alfonso
Sandra
Cuarón made a Netflix
Bullock, that
That
would
was a
be
good
like
movie.
similarities.
I know. It's not a
Guillermo del
rational
Toro's
statement,
making
but
movies now for Netflix. His Frankenstein's gonna be for Netflix.
I just thought
Morgan
'cause
Freeman as
Ethan
Mahershala
Hawke's
Ali.
always been a B actor for me.
Right.
So now that she's in the B category.
Ethan Hawke does the more independent vibes. I
But I
He's
love
done
him
a
because
lot.
he's-
I love
done
it
a
because
lot.
he does a lot with Linklater, and how I am with Linklater. I love my Linklater.
He's done a lot, period. He's done a lot of genres. He's done like a lot of different types of budgets. He's done a lot of things.
He has a dope western that he did with Ty West that I recommend. I don't remember. what
Can't
it
wait
was
for
called.
Maxine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool. It's supposed to be like a Dario Argento kind of thing. Giallo shit.
Is that gonna be an X sequel?
It's the sequel to
Yeah.
X. It shows Maxine as she's like a porn star in LA and there's a serial killer on the loose.
80s movie.
Yeah, it's a slasher, like a Dario Argento slasher.
Sick.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
Any last words about Bird Box?
Wish they would have shown the monster in Bird Box, to be honest. I always really want to know. It's good they didn't. I get it.
The
but it would've
people
been
were the
cool.
monster, Schwartz.
We're all the monsters.
Just like this movie. People were monsters. In the end,
Man.
it was people killing people.
Netflix makes some fucking depressing shit, huh?
He said if the country or whatever is how did he put it? Basically, if it's fucked up enough, it'll destroy itself.
Mm.
It's dysfunctional enough, it'll destroy itself. That's what it was doing. All because of aliens. All right.